My Pioneer 500 sucks. In cleaner air after I install this K&N intake. Now, if you guys remember back in my 1-year review of this guy, when I showed you guys how to get into the air box, my filter was absolutely filthy.
Ugh, looks like mine's ready for a cleaning.
And it's been probably 2 months since I filmed that. And do you think I have done anything with my air filter yet? No, I have not. So I figured since I'm getting this guy all ready for the snow to fly now that it's fall, I'd go ahead and upgrade the foam filter that comes with this with a nice high-flowing K&N filter. And there's really no excuse for taking so long to change my filter, but I don't know if this is something you guys have trouble with or just me, but I have no problem remembering to check my oil before every ride. Level's perfect, color's good. Yeah, she's got a couple 100 miles left before I need to change oil. And I always check my tire pressure every other ride. Well, I think this tire definitely needs some air. But for some reason, when it comes to the air filter, I always just seem to forget it's there. And I don't know if that's because you have to tear in a machine to check it or not, but it just usually slips my mind. So because of that, I want to put a little better filter on this guy, just because of my own forgetfulness in checking it. Now, K&N seems to be one of those brands that people either absolutely love or they absolutely hate, despise. They say they're junk, they're no good. But I've used K&N before on my Yamaha Grizzlies, and I've always had good luck with them. The nice thing about them is they filter better, the material they're made out of is a little more durable and can withstand a little more than the foam filters that comes with these guys. So I went ahead and ordered this K&N filter kit for the Pioneer 500. So the first thing we got to do is get to the air box with the filter, and that's as easy as popping the bottom of the seat off from the back, and it just turns and comes up. Back of the seat works the same way. Pop it from the bottom first, and then of course you have this little panel here that'll just pry right up and pop right out. And now that we got it out of the way, you can see here the lid to our air box. We just pop our little clips off right here. And remove all. Yeah, I know guys, I need to keep up with this a little better. Look at that, it's filthy in there. Phew! That's shame on me. Now to get this out, we only need to pull on this guy here. It'll just pull straight out. Now we do need a Phillips screwdriver. We have one hose clamp here on the bottom. There it is. Now there is one thing with the K&N that we're going to have to address, and it has to do with what this right here was, and I'll show you in the air box what made that indent. And we come in here for a closer look. That indent in the factory filter was from this hole right here. Now what this is the crankcase vent. Now the nice thing the way this was from the factory is that just presses against the outside of the filter. So that way if you do happen to have any oil from the engine make its way up the vent tube, it goes into the side of the filter and doesn't go inside the filter, which is where the K&N kit has a flaw. If you look here on the filter, it has this hole right here in the top, and what that hole is meant for is they supply you with a chunk of hose and a couple of PVC elbows here, so you run that crankcase vent up to the top of the filter, where then if any oil gets up in, it's going to go inside the filter, get sucked into the throttle body, and it's going to gunk everything up in there. But I have an idea of how to fix that. So what I did to solve that problem is, as you can see here, I cut a big section of the factory filter and I cleaned it up, re-oiled it, and then just attached it with a zip tie to the elbow. Now that's going to allow the crankcase vent to still vent into the air box, to still draw in clean air from the air box, but I won't have it feeding back into the inside of the K&N filter to get sucked back down into the intake, into the throttle body, and to gunk everything up. Now in order to stick this in here, there is a plug here in the end of the hose for the crankcase vent. So that just simply pops out, and then I'll put that in. As soon as I find my pliers, there they are. Ouch! Didn't hurt, didn't hurt. There's that little plug that comes out. And we'll push this guy in there, like so. And there's that. And as you can see, I did the same thing with the hole here in the top of the K&N. Got some of the factory filter, cleaned it up, zip tied it fast to that elbow, and that'll plug that hole and keep that hole from getting dirt sucked in it. So now all we simply have to do is line this guy up, put her in the hole, slide that guy back in there to wedge her in. And re-tighten the hose clip. And of course then throw the seats and everything back on, seal her back up. And of course slap all your stickers on there to make sure you get full horsepower from this upgrade. You don't put your stickers on, you don't get full horsepower from it. So besides what I would consider to be a little flaw in K&N's design for the intake with venting the crankcase vent to the inside of the filter like that, my personal feelings for K&N is they produce a high quality product that filters better than what the factory foam filter can. Installation was simple and easy. Even with the changes I made to how the crankcase vents, it still only took me about 10 minutes, not including setup time for camera, of course. And unless you tweak it like I did mine, the tool you only need to install this is a Phillips head screwdriver. I'd love to take this for a rip now, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to do something with that flat tire in the back. Don't you guys hate it when you're all pumped up and excited to go for a ride, you step out into the garage, and lo and behold, you see a flat tire? It just kind of puts a hamper on your day, doesn't it? So if you guys are interested in picking up the K&N filter for your Pioneer 500s, I'll make sure to leave a link in the description below for it. And I'm sure some of you is probably going to do this without my prodding, but let me know what you think of K&N filters in the comment section below. Remember, it doesn't matter what you ride as long as you ride, so keep on riding.